As he lines up his next adaptation of the horror author's work, Mike Flanagan explains how he got Stephen King to approve his Carrie TV show. Flanagan is best known for his work in the horror genre, including writing and directing 3 other King adaptations, with Gerald's Game, Dr. Sleep and The Upcoming Life of Chuck, while also being attached to develop a Dark Tower TV show. King's 1974 novel, Carrie, about a misfit teenager who develops telekinetic abilities, has previously been adapted into 4 movies, as well as a special episode of Riverdale and a Broadway musical. During a recent interview with MovieWeb, Flanagan opened up about developing the new Carrie TV show. The filmmaker recalls his initial reservation to do so when Amazon MGM Studios approached him to make it, feeling it was done perfectly by Brian De Palma with the 1976 movie, though began to realize the timely nature of King's story and character dealing with high school violence and bullying. Flanagan would go on to explain more about his approach to adapting the novel, confirming he would be making some pretty substantial changes to the source material. He also noted that he ensured he reached out to King for approval before moving forward with developing the show, affirming he would never move forward on any adaptation of his works without the author's say-so, and that while King was similarly reluctant, he really liked it after seeing Flanagan's plan. In looking at where the show sits in regard to his other projects in the works, Flanagan admitted to feeling surprised that Carrie emerged as a priority for him, comparing it to his experience with making The Haunting of Bly Manor, in that once he found an approach that felt different from prior adaptations of The Turn of the Screw, he hit the ground running with writing. See the rest of what Flanagan explained below. What Flanagan's comments mean for his Carrie adaptation. He's bringing the same subversive approach as his biggest hits? Though he's not inherently indicating he'll be making an unfaithful version of King's 1974 novel, Flanagan's comments do point to him taking a similar approach to Carrie as many of his other hit TV shows. Both installments in his Haunting anthology on Netflix took either loose inspiration or primary adaptation from a single source, with Bly Manor, in particular, adapting multiple Henry James stories in addition to The Turn of the Screw. His most recent project on the streamer, The Fall of the House of Usher, also wove its own unique through-line adapting multiple Edgar Allan Poe stories around the eponymous one. Considering his subversive approach was welcomed by both newcomers and longtime fans of their respective materials, it seems likely any changes Flanagan makes to Carrie from the book will still be in good faith. For King to have approved is already an encouraging sign, particularly since the only adaptation to have garnered any kind of success was that of De Palma's original, while the 2013 reimagining was a modest box office success. Flanagan and King also clearly have a good working relationship after all these years, and as such it makes sense the author would trust in him. Our take on Flanagan's Carrie approach. A modern setting combined with changes could make the best adaptation yet. Carrie sits in a car with Tommy in Carrie. Among his various comments above, Flanagan's discussion about how his updating Carrie for a modern setting gives me a lot of hope for the show's ability to stand out from its predecessors. Though the Chloe Grace Moretz-led 2013 movie was set in the present day, it still generally felt like it was set in the past, with very few differences felt between it and the 1976 original. By actually touching on things like online bullying as much as staying true to elements like the opening locker scene, Flanagan sounds on the right path to make his version potentially the best of the bunch.